Welcome to Real Life Investing. This is Al getting in contact with you guys. Going to be talking to you about Turbo with Toshi. All right, so this is what we're up. How much you say? This is what we're dealing with right now. This is the month of August. So just saying. Well, let me just before we say anything, just remember that whatever we say is not financial advice. However, if you like what you see today, just ask you to like and subscribe to the channel. We're growing, and we just ask that you grow with us. We really appreciate your watching. And anytime you feel free, make some comments or suggestions, or if you need anything that you want us to research, we'll do that for you as well. Now, let's just go ahead and look at the turbo at the moment. Notice on the 1 day, the turbo is down just a tad bit. Now, let's just go ahead and look a little bit further. It is down about 10% over the 7 day. Over the month, it is up. Okay, so almost up 10%. Let's take a look at the year. The year, it is slightly up. So just a heads up on what's going on with Turbo. Notice right here that the market cap is now below 300 million. So it's come down just a tad bit. So just a heads up on that as well. Turbo has a long ways to run. And for those of you who've been in Turbo for a minute or two, realize that Turbo, I think the all-time high is about 3.5 times as much as it is right now. Just a heads up on that. Turbo has a long ways to go. If you haven't been in Turbo before, this would be a great time to get in, or as an entry level. Those of you who your dollar cost average might be higher than this, be a great time to DCA. But let's just keep it moving a little bit. Talk about some Toshi as well. So let me see if I can get this sucker to refresh for me. Yeah, beautiful. So let's just go ahead and take a look at Toshi. Notice it's just kind of breaking even right now, just maybe up 0.5%. Over the 7 day is up like 5%. Over the month is a little bit more, like 14%? It's 14.5%. And for the year, it is way up. So right here, this is one of the things that we got to keep in mind, because this is up like 500%. So it's, in other words, last year, it was 6 times less than it is now, as far as like, so now it's 6 times more than it was last year. So guys, this is really, really impressive. One of the things I think that a lot of people, and that's crazy too, like this, like over 1,000% all time. Now, one of the things I think a lot of people don't understand is that you got to stop thinking short term. When you look at these at the long term, you're going to see that you have a lot more upside, and things have run a lot faster and a lot harder than you're thinking. So be cautious about that. Don't be thinking short term. Long term is where we're going, even with crypto. Now, let's keep this in mind. Let's go ahead and set the, let's see, we got Bitcoin right here to 114,000. Looks like it's kind of like, being still right now. Ethereum's at 3,600. Keep this in mind, guys, that a lot of people in the month of August are going to be shaken out of the market. And that's the idea, to get people discouraged, etc. But if you saw, one of my videos before about the alt season, there was no, well, listen, nothing's financial advice, right? But there was no time when we remember that there was, oh my God, there was this big breakout in August. It just usually doesn't work out like that. So what I want you guys to keep in mind during this month is to get your DCAs together, get your organization together, fill your bags to the point where you need to get them. All these goals of, okay, I want this much of this much of that. This is a great time to get that in, because I got a feeling that you're going to see some prices that are going to be appealing to you. Not with every single coin, but with certain coins, maybe like Turbo and Toshi. If your average is not where you want it to be, that's what you want to work on right now. So notice alt season right here, we're at 37 out of 100. So we're not in alt season. Notice we're mostly in Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin season more than alt season. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and look at some Bitcoin dominance. Notice right here, the Bitcoin dominance is at 61%, which is very strong. Ethereum is in the double digits, which is really good, which lets us know, I think, in my personal opinion, that we're moving more towards, what we're looking for. But at the same time, we got a long ways to go. Nothing wrong with that, but let's just keep that in mind. All right, let's just go ahead and go to Turbo website. Keep in mind right here, I'm waiting for them to put the store back up, but do not forget that they got a plethora of information here as well. So what's this? Turbo change, turbo swap, Aurora. We got the near chain. So it's a lot going on. Don't forget the what's this, 130 plus spot exchanges. Also, we're probably going to see them somewhere down the line get a Robinhood listing. So I would not be surprised to see that. I haven't heard any rumors of it or anything of that nature as of yet. But at the same time, Turbo's been gaining a lot of momentum. So I would not be surprised about that. Looking at Toshi a little bit here, the face of base. We see the cat still on the prowl. Also, do not forget that for Toshi, our guy, it is now at least on the Binance wallet, okay? And I know it's on Binance Alpha as well. So we're looking for Toshi to eventually get on Binance.us at least, if not, on Binance overall. So just a heads up on that. Toshi is also on the move and is also begin to add, how can I say, begin to add several listings because I know Revolut was like from a few months ago, now Binance. These guys are moving. A lot of times people don't understand what's going on. And so don't expect any great movement during the month of August, but do expect everything to kind of like, how can I say, give you an opportunity to dollar cost average, do some other things as well. So don't get in a panic if nothing's moving right away. We're not trying to move too fast, but like I said, this is more of a positioning one, my personal opinion. Everybody has their opinion. This is more of a positioning one. Just you're not looking to, you're not going to be able to see any gigantic movement. I don't think, my personal thoughts, but like I said, I don't have a crystal ball, but just a heads up on this. All right, another cool website with X here, seeing all about turbo information. Beautiful artwork, guys. Just saying, turbo community is very strong, and that's one of the things that we can understand with turbo, and a lot of the turbo community is just like putting together a lot of enthusiastic artwork, etc., different things. And I think it's just a matter of time before something breaks out. But like I said before, month of August, take it easy, no big deal right now. One of the things we want to understand as well, let me just go back to where we were with the Bitcoin dominance. One of the things we want to understand as well, when you're looking at this dominance chart, nothing is going to break out right now except, how can I say, Bitcoin. We gotta see, where the Bitcoin goes down as far as the dominance, and then the Ethereum is going to go up. But the thing about it is, there are several forces that are holding things back. And, we could go through those things right now. But like I said, patience is going to be the key because we're nowhere near at the point of, where we want to be. But patience is going to be the key. All right, let's go a little bit further and look at some Toshi as far as the X site here. Some really cute stuff going on. Now, this is one of the things that I want to look at right here. This is from Binance.us. It says, what color is the cat? So let me see if I can click in here. What color is the cat? And okay, cat meme season. And right here, Binance.us says, I never say no to cats. So listen, this is what's going on. I see that Binance.us is kind of flirting with the situation, and they're looking at Toshi, and they've, like I said, they've already made it a part of the alpha and part of the Binance wallet. But this is how several coins get listed. They become part of the wallet, and well, you guys know this become part of the wallet, then they become part of the exchange eventually. So this is what we're looking at. So was this too many cats to choose from? All right, so just a heads up on where they're going with that. Okay, so keep that in mind. Oh yeah, here we go. Another Binance.us hat there. That's pretty cool. Um, so see a lot of those nice posts. I think there's one other that we want to look at before we go any further. Do not forget this one already. Toshi's now live on Binance. This is a nice little picture that we saw the other day, just to give you a heads up that things are still moving, still rolling with the Binance. So it's going to take time, but remember, we're not in the alt season as of yet, since we're not really there as far as the full season or anything of that nature. Everything's now getting set up in position. This is why you need to position yourself as far as like, okay, let me make sure I got my bags packed for the coins I really want. So like make sure that your turbo and Toshi positions are where they want to be, you want them to be. Make sure you're at the dollar cost average where you want to be. If you're up here with your average, you want to get a little bit further down. Um, this slight little pullback may help you to do that. Just a heads up, guys. A lot of people are up on Turbo and Toshi because they started way back when, but just keep that in mind. All right. Let's go ahead and look a little bit further here. This is top 6 meme coins and top cryptos to buy in August before the next market rally. One of those, of course, is Toshi right here. Toshi is emerging as a standout meme coin on the base chain. All right, despite being down over 9% this week, many see the dip as a rare opportunity ahead of a potential breakout. That's what we got to understand, guys. When we get these pullbacks, that is when we strike. All right, so we got to be patient. And when you see the red, if you see a lot of red this month, that means that gives you buying opportunities. Like I said before, we're not looking for anything to break out this month. We got to be realistic, and that's part of the cycle here. Is that this will be hopefully a month where we can get the DCA in correctly. All right, let's just go ahead and talk about price some more here. Now, if you notice, I believe this is my 6-month chart. Yes, so in this particular case, this is turbo. So I'm noticing right here with my turbo, well, just for the heck of it, see the cup. This looks like a handle here. Now, what you got to understand is that although things are going down right now, eventually we're probably going to see a breakout after a while. So keep that in mind with turbo. Now that it's going down, and let me move this for a second. I want to show you that for the majority of this graph right here, if you notice, the majority of the graph is down under here, right? So notice that this has been down for a long time under here in the prior months. But look, things have gone up. They've come back down. But notice the lows are higher than they were before. So higher highs. And then right here, we got higher lows as well. So it looks like we're moving up this way continuously. We'll see. But at the same time, this is a great opportunity for a drop. And I would not be surprised to see this drop much further during the month of August. I wouldn't be mad about it, of course. I would just DCA about it. I think that's the thing about it, guys. Now that we see this opportunity, we got to take it because, it's only temporary. Now, not financial advice. Let's go to Toshi. Now, if I look here, let me see. This is my 6-month chart. Notice that the majority of this chart, if I'm looking, is below the line. So that means that in our particular case, the wherever it is right now is a little higher than the majority of where the chart has been. So just saying, guys, look, this was the low down here a few months back, right? Around April, etc. Now, when you look again, notice that it also is forming higher lows, right? So this is what you're looking at in this particular case. So keep that in mind. Let's go to a 1 month on Toshi. Did I click the 1 month? I thought I did. Oh, here it is. Thank you. 1 month right here. You also see this, right? And then I thought I was going to have a little handle here, but looks more like it's jumping up and down, sort of. So not quite the cup and handle that I thought it was, but never. I guess I was looking from a distance, but it looked almost like a cup and handle, close to that. Keep this in mind, though, as far as there are higher lows than there were before. We only have a limited amount of time to be able to get this at a certain price. And what I'm pointing out to you guys is that Turbo and Toshi, although they are quote down, they're not as down as they once were. And so we got to keep that in mind. Turbo and Toshi are definitely going to be on the way up. So we got to keep that thought in our brain, and hopefully everything will, come together pretty well for us at that point. But keep this in mind. DCA while you can. Things are going to be great in a few months. Hold your bags. Don't do anything foolish. Do not listen to. This is why a lot of times we go on to different channels and we get to people who are thinking positively. Because if you think about it, not too many people are interested in your your bags except you. You know what I mean? So main thing is you got to protect yourself, protect your psyche. Don't allow people to start pouring negativity into you, and make absolutely sure that you realize that August is just going to be, in my opinion, just a DCA month. I wouldn't expect a lot to happen here. A lot of people may get shaken out in the month of August because they're actually expecting to see cryptocurrency rise. I'm not expecting to see any rises. Matter of fact, I might be expecting to see some how can I say, decreases. But whatever happens at this particular time, be strategic. Make absolutely sure that you know that Turbo and Toshi are going to be popping out of the gym sooner or later. Might not be this month, but hold your bags and hold your integrity. Everything should be just fine. It's going to be great, but it's going to take time. Patience is the key. Al with Real Life Investing. Have a great day. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.
Please share, like, comment, and subscribe to Real Life Investing. And thank you for watching.